everyone, my name is Peep Peep, and welcome back to Quartz Party Book of Shadows. This is episode 2, part 2. So where we left off, I got the bad end. I actually did try to reach for the bucket, so now we're gonna remove the bandages. So let's go. Yeah. If she keeps kicking like that, this will be over before we know it. All right then, sit tight. We'll get those bandages off. She should have heard every word. Kishinuma was saying, but she didn't seem to be calming down in the slightest. With all the layers of bandages crisscrossed over her ears, maybe she couldn't understand us. Unable to see, unable to hear, and too frightened to scream. I think I'd squirm too if I were in her position. Damn, this is really wrapped up tight. Okay, I think I got it. Can you see me? Help me! What's happening? It's so dark! Calm down, you need to stop thrashing around like that. I'm so scared. Just get me out of here. Save me. Naori. Hiraki. Shiaya. Someone. Anyone. Jeez, cat. You're making my feet sweaty. Crap. You need to stay calm. Look at me. Try not to panic. Take slow, deep breaths. There you go. That's good. Everything's going to be alright. We're working on setting you free right now. Okay. Gradually, the girl began to calm down. I gently stroked her cheek where I'd just slapped it. Tears were welling in both of our eyes. I closed mine and nodded my head. Good girl. You just need to hang in there a little longer. We'll have you out really soon. As long as you hold still, there's nothing to be afraid of. Okay. I'm okay now. I'll be right here at your side. Just try to keep positive. Kishinuma, could you mind pushing the statue off a little so it doesn't fall off the shelf? Oh yeah, I'm on it. This is really wrapped tight, but there, I think that should do it. Are you alright? Can you stand? No, not really. Knees are shaking too much. Well then, how about just sitting for a bit? Give those knees time to recover. My arms around her, and only then did I realize what she meant. She was shaking from head to toe, more violently than I ever felt before. She must have been frightened out of her mind. What was that? Thank you so very much. That must have been really, really scary for you, but it's okay now. Yeah, I'm sorry that I killed you. I've never seen Susamoto act so adult. Guess it's her maternal instincts kicking in. Women are amazing. That's so funny. Even with her constantly depending on Morishiki, I could totally see her turn into someone like Miss Yu when she gets older. Thank you both so much for what you've done. You saved my life. I'm just glad you were right.
まさかリアルで命の恩人なんて言われる日が来ようとはな。
私は小笠原奈々って言います。私川女子中学校の1年です。私は鈴本真由。よろしくね。で、こっちの柄の悪いお兄さんは菱沼よしき君。
柄の悪い余計だ鈴本。そういうとこは森重の影響か
Hard to believe you're a senator. That means you're 1 year below Satoshi's sister. Yet you're so much taller, and you seem so different. Yeah, his sister does not, like, obviously every 8th grader is different, but she acts like an elementary student, like early elementary. I guess Yuka must have been in this season too. I hope she doesn't get herself separated from Mashida. Oh no, I didn't remember that name. Are you two searching for your friends as well?
クラスの友達5人と副担任の先生と、それにまだ私たちもどういう状況なのかはっきりわからないんだけど、
But I guess they're trying to find us
ど
too.
こかでそうなんですか。
I see, I've been separated from my friends as well, and found out the way you found me while I was looking for them.
どこの誰にあんなひでえ目
And
に遭
what
わ
the
せ
hell
たんだ。
kind of sicko did that to you, too, anyway?
わからない。
I really don't know. I was just wandering around trying to find Nari and the others, when someone reached out from behind me and covered my eyes. Whoever it was incredibly strong. I really couldn't fight back. If I had to guess, I'd say it was probably a really big man. Really big man, huh? Any ideas? I mean, the only living people I met here so far, Kishinima and this girl. Guess there's more to worry about in here than just lost souls and the ghost brat. Nana suddenly planted both arms firmly at her sides, shrunk to herself, and began shaking again. She was probably thinking about what had happened to her.
その話はもう
We
い
don't
いでしょ
need to talk
岸
about that
沼
right
君
now.
What?
Oh, sorry.
私ちょ
I
っ
think
と
I'm
こ
going
の
to
子
go.
とプールの方行ってくるから
Can you
岸
make
沼
it,
君
please?
は
What?
行こう
Let's go.
外は
Come on,
雨が降
it's
ってるから
Sunday
お
morning.
水あるよ
Okay.
はい
おいおい、何言ってんだ。危ねえだろ。喉が渇いたんなら。
おね
Wait,
か
Wait.
ここで
Here.
待って
Understand?
何かあったらすぐに呼ぶから
うわ、わか
Alright,
った
alright.
よ。
Just be careful, okay?
気をつけろよ。
ごめんね
Sorry about that.
岸沼君って鈍感だから
Kishinuma means well. He's just a little tense. Oh, it's alright. I'm sorry too.
こちらこそすみ
To
ま
be
せん
such a bother.
しょうが
Oh,
ない
it's
よ
no bother. If something as scary as that had happened to me,
私
I'd
だって
have done the
ここな
same.
ら他に
But
人も
we're
いない
alone
か
out here, so feel free
ら
to
遠慮
wash
な
your
く洗っ
as
ちゃい
much
なよ
as you need to.
なんだったら私
I'll
あっ
be,
ち
I'll
向いて
clear
よ
the
うか
way if you'd like.
はい
Yes, please, if you would.
わかった
Alright. Righto. I walked over to the wall, where the roofs overhang offered some protection from the rain, and waited for Nana to finish up. Taking this time to look around, I noted that the whole building was surrounded by dense forest. Theoretically, we could climb the fence in here and leave. But we'd just be trading a creepy dark school for creepy dark woods. Could we survive out there? And could we actually be able to get home? I just wanted to find Shig. He'd be able to look at the situation coolly and rationally without flipping out and getting all emotional like me. I just needed to find him, to see his face, Shig. I was starting to get teary-eyed again when I noticed Nana lazily running toward me as she neared. She slowed to a walk. It's
体
cold.
温で
Your
全て
body
乾く
heat will dry you
あとは
off in no
もうすぐ
time,
に
and we
かけて
can
おけば
spray on a little perfume too. We were both completely soaked from head to toe, but I was confident we'd dry off quickly enough once we get back inside the school building. And since I happened to have some travel fragrance in my pouch, I took it out and spritz a little on and around Nano's shirt. Oh, I think I know this scent. It's Rossel's Sunlight Yellow, right?
二人
Bingo! It's my current
私
favorite
も
fragrance.
好きです
I like it a lot too. My
お
allowance
小
is
遣い
pretty
少な
small
いから
here, so I'm using it
今
cheaply
は
right
じゃ
now.
あ
Well,
ここを
once
脱
we
出
make
し
it
た
out
ら
of here,
さ
I'll gladly share
私
mine
に
with
も
you.
分けて本当ですか
Really? That's so kind of you.
私演劇部の公演の時絶対つけます
It'll be my first
今度
time on
初舞
stage,
台
so
な
I'm
んです
sure I'll
演劇部
You're
奇
drunk.
遇だね
I'm actually in
私も高校の演劇そうなんですか
You are?
役もやるけど本書いたり服作ったり部員が多くないのもあるんだけど演劇に関することすごい何でもできちゃうんですね
That's amazing. You could do all
ナナ
that.
ちゃん
Nana, oh,
ナナちゃんって呼んでい
I
い
call you by your first name, do you?
はいもちろん私のことも
You're
ま
welcome.
ゆって呼んでね
Too. Anyway, you really
ナナ
have
ちゃんって
an
スタ
amazing
イルいいから
I
も
love
し
it.
よかったら今度服作らせていいんですか
Oh, wow, would you? Though
で
there
も
are probably
私
much
なんかよりもっとスタイルいい子がい
that
るんで
your
す
talents would be better suited to.
ナリちゃんって言って
My girlfriend Mary
私の幼
is
馴染みなんですけどそれから
and
さ
my
やちゃんっていう
friend
子はお姫
um,
様みたいに可愛くて
Chihaya is super cute, like a princess.
じゃあそのお友達も探して一緒に帰ろう
And I'll go back
私と岸沼くんも協力する
to
から
Shima and I
ナ
will
ナちゃんも
like to help you.
私の友達探すの手伝ってはいまゆさん風邪ひいちゃうから
Let's head back.
そろそろ中に戻ろうそういえばナナちゃん
Oh, and Nana,
その
I noticed
太も
I
もの
noticed
と
you
こ
have
のあ
some
ざって
bruises on your
ど
thigh.
うしたの
Something happened?
え
Huh? What? I didn't know they were
ひ
there.
ょっとしたら
Maybe I got them when I was captured. I was pretty hysterical, so I don't have a
あ
very
んま
good
り覚え
memory
てないんですけど
of everything that
そ
happened.
う
Okay, sorry to ask
ご
such
めん
a question.
変なこと聞いちゃったねお待たせ
Well done.
おあ
About time you
遅
were
か
out
った
there.
から心配したぜ。
女の子の身だしなみは時間がかかるの
Anyway,
ねえ岸沼
we're
くん
out here searching for
シゲ兄たちを探しながらナナちゃんのお友達も探してあげてもいい
Nana's friends.
当たり前だろ。
Of course I
さっ
don't
さ
mind.
とみんなを
Let's
探して
find
帰ろうぜ。
everybody who doesn't belong here and get the hell out of
そん
here.
じゃ、行くか。
You two ready to go? You bet. Oh my goodness, so much freaking reading. It's the pile of twisted, mangled gods manages that resulted from Nana's rescue. Goodness gracious, so where should we go now? Maybe try to go here? The door to the custodian's closet is frozen in place, of course. The trapdoor seems to have completely vanished without a trace. It's as if it never even existed. What's that? I can't really make it out very well, but something down there is definitely reflecting light. I wonder if we can get it. I certainly doubt it. This hole looks like it doesn't bottom out for a while. There could be a whole storehouse down there. Maybe if we have some kind of ladder or rope? Oh no. This is most likely a female junior or senior high student. Though anything beyond that was impossible to determine, as everything above the waist was missing. Whoever killed this girl must have done it recently, as the wound was still fresh and the blood all over the floor was still wet. Her exposed intestines seemed to have been pulled out of her body and draped onto the floor, where they were then crushed flat like a worm under a big shoe. Ew. This uniform, it's from my school. No, who is this? Who is it? It's okay, Nana. Try to stay calm. Yeah, try not to think of the worst case scenario. Right off the bat, there's no reason to assume this is one of your friends. Nana was wrought with grief. She was shaking uncontrollably, to such an extent that her teeth were chattering. We gently let her out of the classroom. Oh no. I wanted to get out of there myself, to be honest. Seeing a human body so horribly, mutilated was more than I could imagine. Like, that's so gross, crushing it like that. Like, why would you do that for? I don't understand. Like a worm? Ew. Maybe we can use these as a makeshift rope. Yep, let's take them. I gathered up the loose bandages and handed them to Kishinuma. Kishinuma then obediently pulled them taut in a few places to test their tensile strength. There's definitely enough here to work with, and as long as we fold it over enough times, I don't think there'd be any risk of it tearing. There are two strips too. There are two strips too. We can probably twist them together, and the end result should be about as sturdy as. And so we folded both stripes equal as half, and twisted the two double flesh stripes together to form something that resembled a complete. I done something similar to this before, and making rope-like decorations for the theater costumes, but didn't prove to be particularly difficult. It almost felt like rope making 101 in 10 minutes. 10 minutes time. Presto! We had a do-it-yourself rope in our hands. Granted, it was pretty flimsy compared to the resin ropes you might buy at a home center, but it seemed like it would hold one person's weight just fine. Okay, let's head back to... With our handy-dandy rope, one of us should be able to get down into that hole and fish out whatever was glinting thing, no? Maybe, but there's nothing to tie the rope onto this end, so I think somebody up here is going to have to hold on to it. If Dan and I work together, we should be able to hold the rope long enough for you to get whatever is down there and climb back up, I think. So you've already decided I'm the one who's going, huh? Would the two of you really be able to hold him? Though, wouldn't it be better if for the boy to hold the rope and one of us girls get the object? I don't know if I could do it. Honestly, I'm not very good at sports or anything. Even if I made it down, I'm not sure I could climb back up. Then how about I go? Do you think you'd be able to? You were just bad with these badges not too long ago. You almost died. Would you really want to have them tied around your body again? I should be fine. I'll do whatever I have to if it means I can see Nari and the others again. I can relate. I'll do whatever I have to in order to see Sheik again, too. You're very brave, Nana, especially for how young you are. It's kind of incredible, but, Kishima, I really think I should be the one to go. Sheik, everyone's always been from Sheik's point of view. It's really but just I just sent him. Okay, that should do it. Is it a little tight? It's hurting my stomach. Better than slipping out and falling, isn't it? Yeah, that's true. Alright, lower me down slowly, okay? Please be careful, Mayu. I've tied some knots at regular intervals to help make it easier for you to climb back up. That sounds great. Thanks, Nana. Do we die? That always happens when I play. I wish you the wrong one. Did you guys see? Here we go. Made it. Everything okay? How's it looking? It's kind of dark, and there's a really nasty smell. Someone probably fell in there. Oh yeah, it's bodies. It was too dark to see my surroundings clearly, but I could instantly sense an oppression atmosphere all around me. This is not a good place to be. Oh no. That is so gross. Look at all these bodies. Most I've seen died long ago, having decayed into proper skeletons, but a small handful of seemed fresh as they were alive only yesterday. Here, too. Yuck. Okay. What's the thing I gotta get? The girl's body. This is one of the ones that seems like a more recent death. So recent, in fact, that there's still a hint of body heat to her. All of her fingers have been cut off, and her tongue seems to have been removed as well. Maybe when they kill them, they bring them here. Her student ID name tag is clearly displayed on her jacket. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. This is the same school uniform as the one and when we rescued her, she called out several names. What's wrong with them? Hikari? I need to bring myself to tell Nana about this. There's something on the ground next to Hikari's body, reflecting what little light. It's a small glass bottle filled to about the 2/3 mark with a clear liquid. Wonder what this is. Looks like it could be water. Having acquired the item, we saw it, and not wanting to stay down in this hole even a moment longer than I had to, I gave the rope a triumphant tug. Kishimi, I got it! Nice! Now get the hell out of here! Or do you want me to pull you up? No, I should be fine. See, grab my hand! Nice job of climbing out of there. I'm so weak, though. It didn't seem that high, but my arms and legs are trembling right now. I'll definitely be feeling this
お
tomorrow.
疲れさん
Well, you did good. So, what did you end up finding? Well, this.
なんだこりゃ
I guess that.
酒
Sake? It doesn't smell or anything. I think it's just water. Oh, no, that's holy water. Holy water? My friend, Hikari. No! Had a bottle just like it. It's kind of protection charm, supposedly infused with the power of a famous spiritual medium. It had the ability to ward off evil, and some people believe it grants luck with money or love when kept in your bag.
うさんくせ
Sounds pretty sketchy to me. No, it's totally legit. I've been endorsed by that spirit medium who appears on TV. Naho, Sanioki.
さえのき
Sanoki? Oh yeah, her. I guess if she says it's
あいつか
the real deal, then it's possible there may
あ
be
いつ
something
絡
to
ん
it.
だら確か
知ってるんですか？
You've heard of her, Shinuzama. I'm a little surprised by that, I have to admit.
こういうのって
Is this something you can buy?
ネットで買えるもの
You
もあ
can
る
get it online, but in Hikari's case, her dad works for the TV station and got a bottle of it directly from Naho after tapping.
もしかしてこれ
Do you think this could be Hikari's bottle? Don't tell me Hikari's down there. I don't know. Maybe it's someone else. Or maybe Hikari left the bottle down there.
篠崎もこういうの好きだし
Really into this
持っ
stuff
てる
too.
女子は多いん
There
じゃ
are
ね
probably a
え
lot
の
of girls who brought these.
そうですよ
Yeah, you're probably right. Sorry, buddy, your friend's dead. Uh-oh.
あの子が私を受け
I know she'll accept me. She has to. I want that body. I want it.
ちくしょう
Damn it.
あいつらどう
Oh,
しても通せ
damn
ない
it all. Doesn't look like they'll be letting us through too easily. Shame these aren't real flames, or we could just douse them with water.
さっき拾った
How about we try using that holy water on them? It was recommended by a spiritual medium after all. Let's throw it.
熱
I
い
think we're aiming them. So hot.
この
Where's
水
the
は
acid?
しょ
Damn you all,
う
you're
お
so
前らま
hot.
だ生き
Isn't
て
that enough?
あんたたちも
Make
早
this
く
film for you too.
死ねばいい
This, all the red spirit flames flew directly at me in what was clearly meant as a hostile action.
危ねえ鈴本
Watch out! Oh no. He's dead. Shishinuma quickly leaped in front of me, hands out, taking the full brunt of the spirits attacked in my place. Then all three flames simply disappeared.
岸沼くん岸沼さん
Uh-oh.
騒ぐなって
Jeez, take it easy. I'm fine. I just burned my hand a little, that's
手
all.
にやけどしただけだ
No, you're hurt! I'm so sorry. I should have been paying close attention. I've got some stick-on bandages in my pack somewhere. Let's see. Huh?
ど
What?
うした
What's wrong? Nothing. Here you go.
私は
Please allow me. Just show me where you got burned.
サンキューな
Thanks a bunch. And Tsuchimoto, seriously, what's wrong?
私
Well,
学
I
生
seem
証
to have
どっ
lost
か
my
に
suit
落としちゃ
ID.
ったみたい
Ah, you dropped it forever ago. Don't you remember? I probably dropped it when I was climbing down into that hole.
お前
Isn't
そ
that
の手に持ってる
in
の
your
は学
hand?
生証じゃねえのか
これは
Ooh. No, this belongs to the deceased girl in the school entranceway. I picked it up earlier. I held the suit ID so Kishima could get a better look at it. It was clear from his design alone, after all, that it wasn't a Kisaragi ID.
としておいて
I probably should have just left it there, but well, I was all alone and scared and thought maybe I'd learn something useful from it, you know?
何か
間違ってねえよ
No, I think that's perfectly reasonable. We've got to do whatever it takes to reunite with everyone and get the hell out of this school. You mind if I take a look at it? Sure. I don't think you'll find anything too helpful in it,
楽
though.
そうなこと書いてないかも
Some kind of doodle on this page.
中の箱
It's a box. I wonder what it means.
の意味
The memo page Kishinuma opened was ringed with bloody sticky fingerprints. And centered among them was a rough sketch of a book drawn in ballpoint pen, along with numerous lines of text written in rough, shaky letters. They seem to have been written with an excessive amount of force, resulting in countless black splotches and small tears in the paper. I think Ayaka is going to kill Ayo. I need to hide her. Ayo is mine, and mine alone. She must be protected. If I hide it in that box, no one will ever find it. Ayo, I love you so much. These words were written over and over again, with the ink getting blotchier and more haphazard each time. Doesn't the box in the picture look an awful lot like this one? I mean, I know we found it pretty far from the entranceway, but still. You're right, it really does. Isn't this a keyhole? Oh, you're right. I wonder if maybe that key I found will fit the lock. Kishima and Nana were both watching me expectantly as I produced the rusty key from my bag, inserted it into the lock to fit. It fit. Crossing my fingers, I began turning, and met with no resistance at all. It was the right key. The lid popped up, and nostalgic music started to play. It's a music box. I had no idea. I think I've heard this song before, too. Oh, I miss you so. More than you can know. Tell me where, oh where did you go? This is so not the time or the place for karaoke. Sorry. Kishima took the music box from my hands with a sort of desertive smile on his face. So something's inside this thing then, right? Ugh, no good. It's too tight to squeeze. My fingers won't fit. Tried turning it upside down and shaking it. Ooh, something came out, but it's another. We tried to keep behind the lock. Ooh, we might go to the other room we couldn't open earlier. But that means we can probably open some doors that we previously couldn't. I placed the key in my pocket for safekeeping, and tried in vain to remind myself that I shouldn't get my hopes up, but in truth, I was downright thrilled we were making actual progress. I've got a good feeling about this. Let's try that music box. Let's try it. What else we gotta do? The key turned easily in the lock, and the door came right open. Uh-oh. There was a dead body propped against the inside of it. As the door slid open, it spilled out into the hallway. Shishinuma completely ignored this, however, stepping over it and darting into the room as fast as his legs would carry him. Shinozaki! Within the pale darkness of the room, a figure stood in front of one of the shelves, completely engrossed in some ancient-looking tomb. It was Shinozaki. The floor around her was piled high with books she'd seemingly read and discarded, strange coming from a bibliophile who usually won't even cease a spine. The curve on the other side causes a turnover on the 9 ball joints that look like fish in the hourglass and endglyph, with a white shoe instead of a needle. Get a hold of yourself! No talking. This is a library. Honestly, what do you uncultured, tritedlies hope to accomplish in here with your worthless gossip, huh? That's enough. You can stop this. This isn't you. You're in pain, right? Whatever loose soul is in control of Shinozaki, I'm calling you out. Get the hell out of her sight this instant. You hear me? She's ours. I'm going to make this body mine. Not a chance. I'm better at using her than both of you combined. It's only when we are inside this person that our pain subsides, so please, won't you let us have her? Give her to us, please. What if we save you? We'll help you get out of the school alive, and in exchange... Shut up, you selfish bastards! Look, I sympathize with you. I really do. Dying in here must be like a never-ending nightmare. But how does that give you the right to use Shinozaki? Like some kind of tool? She's a living being with a mind of her own. Oh, ye of sound mind. We're in pain, we're in agony, we're cold and hungry and mad, but you're still blessed with life, don't you understand? I don't give a shit about any of that. All I know is that you can't have Shinozaki. I will never, ever let you take her. What the hell is this ringing in my ears? Is it bugs? Here, Ayumi, Shinosuke suddenly tossing aside the book she was reading, and she began punching herself in the head with both hands. It was so quiet in here, too. But just look what colors have been letting down. Silver, huh? Green,
やめ
maybe.
ろ篠崎
Stop this.
篠崎さん。
Ah, it was you.
だった。
篠崎
兄さん。
Brother, is that you? You're late.
来
I'm
て
so
くれた
sorry.
の。
It's so long since my
さ
last
っき
meal.
のさんが私をここ
Hina,
に閉じ
he
込めて。
sealed me up in here, you see, and I haven't eaten a
そ
single
れ
thing
から
since I could.
私何も。
Brother, you look so delicious, brother. Is it strange? Is it strange that I want to kill you?
兄
Taste
さ
your
んって
succulent
美味
flesh?
しそう。
Cut it
や
out,
めろよ
brother, for
篠
starters.
崎兄貴ってお前
おかえりお
Yeah,
兄ちゃ
you
ん。
lovers. Welcome home, brother.
なんだよミキ
Miki?
また来てたの
何それ。
You know, you're
心
so
優しい妹がわざわざご飯作りに
Sprite
来てあげたの
just to
に。
make dinner, and that's how you greet her?
お兄ちゃん。
Your meals every day, brother?
ああまあ
More
そ
or
の辺の
less,
コンビ
yeah.
ニとか
Some
学食とか
prepackaged convenience store through here and school. I'm saying.
またそんなんじゃ栄養偏っちゃうじゃん。
That in your
待ってて。
deteriorate.
今お夕飯作ってるから。
You sit right. You sit tight. I'm making a firm meal right
や
now.
っぱりお兄ちゃんは私が面倒見ないとダ
Whatever
メ
you
だね。
do without me.
学校楽しい？
How's school going? I hear you've been hanging out with a boy named Mashida and a girl named Shinozaki. What kind of people are
大
they?
丈夫だよ。
Everything's
そ
going to be
のうち
okay.
お父さん
I
だ
know.
って。
Dad'll come around one of these
ね、
days.
お兄
Just
ちゃ
be
ん。
patient, okay, brother?
やめろ
Stop it! Oh god, Shinozaki's biting Kishiami's neck. I got to stop her. Blood! Bitter, delicious blood!
岸沼くん。岸沼さん。
The two of us made a mad dash toward Kishima, intending to pry Ayumi away from him through any means possible. But to my astonishment, he met our panicked gaze with a stern, let me handle this look, reinforcing the message by raising his hand to us in a stop motion.
篠崎
I love this picture so much. Whoa, I didn't expect that. If the circumstances were different, this could be the start of a really heartwarming romantic scene. Can you... oh my goodness. Grab Shinozaki and hug her tightly.
篠崎
Shinozaki, come back to me, please.
お前は
You aren't any of these people.
他の誰でもね
Shinozaki, damn it.
篠崎あゆみだ
So warm. Bit by bit, I could see the expression on Shinozaki's face change. Her crazy, possessed sneer gradually gave way to a blank, dazed conscience that then slowly but surely began sparkling with life once more. And though it was nearly imperceptible, I could swear I saw a smile start to form on her lips.
岸沼くん。
For a few long moments, Shinozaki stared into Kishiuma's eyes. Then, in an instant of realization, her face turned beet red. I recall the phrase, oh crap, drifting through my head for a split second, and then... What? What the hell are you doing?
何してるのよ。
Aww. But what are you trying to pull here, pervert? Get away from me!
篠崎
But what is wrong with you? Aww, you really had me worried there. But, well,
篠崎さん。大丈夫ですか？岸沼さ
are you alright?
ん。鈴本さん。
What are you? Wait, where am I?
お帰りなさい。
What does one say in this situation?
篠崎さん。
Huh? What's going on?
何？そう。
Well, I have to admit, this all sounds really unlikely to me, but I guess I've been under the influence of this building for
こ
quite
の建物の。
シャレにならない
Yeah,
暴
let
走
me
っぷ
tell
り
you,
だ
you
っ
were
たぜ
pretty violent there. How did you get in
Come on.
anyway? This room's been
どうやってこの部屋入ったんだ
locked
覚えてない。
I have no idea, but
でも建物自体の構造が変化するくらいだもの。
I guess pretty
この
good to
閉鎖空間では
It's
何が起き、普通なら起きないような可能性の低いことが常に起きてしまうような。
the most unlikely events happen at abandoned.
そもそも 超常現象っていうのはその可能性が狂っている状態のことで、それを予測したり調節するロジックが。
よくわかんねえけど、
You're starting to walk
そういう話
over
はお
my
前
head
の
here.
姉ちゃんと
It
してくれ
only
よ。
sounds like I'm talking to your sister.
簡単に言うと、何が起きるかわからないっていう話。いい？目標はたった3つ。この学校がこうなった原因を調べて、この現象の中心となっている存在を特定すること。そしてその存在と接触し、ここから出る方法を探り出すこと。最後に出る方法が分かったら、それを確実に実行に移すこと。これだけよ。なんだか篠崎さん、委員長って感じ。
ああ、だけど篠崎、一番大事なこと忘れてねえか？
一番大事な、みんなと無事に合流することが。そうだったね。それがまず第一の目標よね。先生や持田君たちと会えさえすれば。
だな。
Damn
小
straight.
笠原のたちも集ま
And
り
as
人
far
数
as
増えるし、
Sprite makes it
なんとかな
be
り
so
そうな気がしね
many
え
shows
か？
that nothing can stop us, right?
はい。
Right.
でも
Let's not get too
目標を
careless
達成
though.
するために
None of this is
努
going
力
to
し
be
私
easy.
たちにできる
There's
ことは
only so
最
much
初
we
から
can
変
do
わ
in
らない
here,
し、
and that's not
と
likely to
にかく
change.
調べて、
For now, I suggest
ど
we
んな小
investigate
さ
our
な手がかり
surroundings
も
as,
見逃さないこと。
as early as possible to leave no stone
そ
unturned.
して何より、
And don't give up or
後
give
に
it.
なった
No
ら
matter what. I mean, don't get
諦
me
めた
wrong,
り
I'm
しない
scared
こ
to
と。
death right now, but I'm not
もち
going to
ろん
let that
大
stop
丈
me.
夫。
Don't worry, we'll
私
be
たちは
behind
ち
you
ゃ
all
ん
the
と
way. We can get
みん
through
なで
this
頑張ろ
together.
う。
At this, Kishimoya stood up and began scanning his eyes over the nearby
とりあえ
shelves.
ず
Since
手
we're
近な
here,
ところからってこ
anyway,
と
how about
で、
we start by
ここで手
checking
が
our
かり
clues
資
in
料
this room?
室ってくらいだから
Is it a reference?
要
It
する
is a
に
reference
期待
room
できる
after all.
ぜ。
There's bound to be something worthwhile. Man, I am tired of reading. Nothing on this shelf seems briefly relevant. It's a girl's body, seemingly junior or senior high. It's mostly composed down to the skeleton at this point. There's a duffel bag on his side, next to her, and with a tracksuit particularly hanging out of it, and a student ID name tag clearly visible on her uniform. Ooh, oops, did not mean to skip that too fast. Oops.
1973
No!
年、
Yeah.
天神小学校
1973,
児童
serial
連続
kidnapping and murder
誘
at
拐
Heavenly Host
殺害事
Elementary.
件。
That's here, right?
天神
その事件の記
There
事、
was an article about that
ど
in
っ
one
か
of the
の教
classrooms
室に
too,
もあ
I
った
think.
な。
Dashing the hopes and prayers of their concerned parents. 3 of the kidnapped children returned home tonight in body bags. Local police gave an official statement around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Yuki Keno, 11, Ryu Roshiki, 8, and Tokiki Toshiji, 7, previously reported missing, were found dead in the basement room beneath the school. Circumstances behind their murders are still under investigation, and a suspect with ties to the school's teaching staff is in questioning. First responders report a shocking, grisly murder scene and have expressed concerns at even allowing the families of the deceased to see their children. Significant mutation is said to have occurred, and officials believe the site of this may exacerbate the already delicate mental states of the behaved. The sole survivor of this despicable crime is 7-year-old Sashiki Shinozaki, who remains in shock from the experience. Her testimony may prove invaluable towards closing this case and putting this horror behind us. However, the police are so anxious to question her. Meanwhile, the other parents have already begun calling Heavenly Host safety procedures into question in the wake of this tragedy. A member of the PTA have descended from another page as well, which includes photographs of the 3 victims as well as a lone survivor.
この子たち、
Oh, these are the children I saw.
俺たちも見たぜ。
I seen them too. I guess they were
ここ
killed.
で殺されて、 そ
Were
れでた
killed
たって
here.
やがんのか。
Were killed here. So now they've cursed the place or something.
事件だ
It's so horrible to hear what happened to them. I've been looking at them as scary, evil spirits all this time. But really, they were just victims
悪い
themselves.
鈴本さん。
Be careful of
同情
Shishimoto.
心は危険
Compassion
よ。
can be dangerous in this place
霊
like
の
this.
中には
It's
生前の
not
人
unheard
格
of
を
for a
失っている
spirit to
ものも
lose
ある
its
の。
sense of humanity after dying.
今のこいつら
In
は
other
生きている
words, these
人間
kids
にと
aren't
って
necessarily going to play nice with living
味方
beings
じゃねえ
anymore.
ってこと。
あの、
What do you think happened to the murderer?
こっちのページ
Here we go.
記
They
事があ
talk
るよ
about him in this one. Accused child murderers commit suicide. 13-year-old former teacher believed to have committed the now infamous adolescent kidnappings and murders was found dead early yesterday morning. After being deemed mentally unfit to take responsibility for his actions, he was placed in intensive psychiatric care but escaped 2 nights ago. The psychiatric ward commissioned a manhunt which accumulated in the discovery of his hanged body in a room beneath Heavenly Host Elementary. Near the site of his shocking triple homicide, the cause of death was ruled as strangulation and is strongly believed to be self-inflicted. As this appeared to be shown of remorse previously thought beyond his mental capacity, his psychiatric ward has become under heavy fire since the discovery. Why is there so much reading? Even the murderer killed himself, huh? Guess there's no happy ending for anybody, though the families of the victims are probably glad to see him go.
女の子が
Well, and there's that one girl who was spared too.
でも変ね
Isn't it kind of strange though that there's
こん
not
な大きな
one
事件
single
なのに
comment from the
その
survivor's
どの
family?
記事を見ても
Every article is
あるの
full
は
of
殺された
commentary
子た
from
ちの遺
friends and
族や
family of the
同
deceased,
級
but there's
生の
no
保護者の
a
談話
word
ば
to be
っか
found
り
anywhere with the girl who was
プラ
spared.
イバシー保護
I
とか
assume
で関
that
係なか
was
ったんじゃ
by
ないの
request to protect their privacy or something.
そうな
Do
の
newspapers really care about that though? The
マ
mass
スコ
media
ミって
is
被害者も加害者も関係なく取材して書き立てるイメージなんだけど
who they have to bother. Dr. Tomogichi Furae's research records and Mary's magnetism corresponds with Anna Sperm.
心霊学者
Records
の
of
記録
psychic
に
phenomena,
魔術
letters
結社の
to
通信
World
文
Magic
神
Societies,
秘小
classic
説の古典
mystery novels, not your typical
小
not your
学校
typical
の備
elementary
品と
school
は思
reading
え貸し出し用の番
There
号
are
シ
no
ールがないか
serial
ら
numbers
この
or
学校の本じゃ
library
ないよ
records or anything on them, though they're probably
そ
not
うね
schools.
多分ここに迷い込んだ人
That's
たち
true. Maybe these were brought in by other victims who got trapped
本
here.
の持ち主
Actually, it
に
looks
乗
like
車員
there's
が
a
押してあ
name
る
stamp on most of these. Is that how you read those, kanji? What?
どれどれ
Cutie, you're right. I
本
recognize
当
that
だ
name. I know the
この人も有名
paranormalist,
よさっき名前が出
Naho,
た佐榎木奈穂
Q
さんの
is
師
her
匠と呼ば
mentor.
れてる
He's
作家の
he's a
秀樹先
journalist.
生もここに
I did not mean to skip
ど
that.
うして
Services shows newspaper and okay. No. Oh, okay. We're good.
そういえば
I wonder how
私
much
た
time
ち
has
もここ
passed
に
to
携
get here.
帯の時
I don't know if I can trust
信
myself
用してもいい
cycle
のか
in a place like
確
this.
かに
It's a good point.
空
If
間
space
が
is being
変化す
changed
る
or
って
randomly,
こ
it's
と
no
は
reason to believe the
時
same
間が
thing
変
at
化
some
して
point
る
in
とも
time.
考える
俺の腹具合
What
から
you're
判
saying
断す
though,
ると
it's telling me that dinner
晩
time is
飯
already
済
coming
ませて
on, and now it's
早いや
about
つな
when
ら
good
布団に
boys
入
and
ってる頃かも
girls
し
we
れ
go
な
to
い
bed.
お腹すき
I
ま
have
し
to
た
admit, I am.
できれば食べ
Maybe
物
we
を
should
探さ
add
なきゃ
finding
ね
food to your
その前
list,
にどこ
Shinozaki.
かでちょっと
But for
休
now,
憩
I
しよ
think it's about time we have a nice cozy spot to sit and rest for a while.
うそうしてもらえる
I
と
think I'd like that, but I'm
私
really,
も助かる
really
かも
tired. Not so tired
瞑
that
想
I
って
worry
いう
about
ほど
getting
じゃないけど
possessed or anything, but tired enough.
妙
I'm
に
tired
体
too.
が疲れ
Tired
てる
of
みたい
reading. This is a pretty long chapter. And so the four of us headed. Oh, why did I skip that? Almost immediately, both Shinyum and Shinozaki sat down, closed their eyes, and fast asleep. Understandable, considering what they just experienced.
二人とも
Out of
眠っちゃったみたいね
Oh, look, they're so cute.
きっと疲れてるんですよ菱沼さんあゆみさんを助けるためにいろいろ頑張ってましたしななちゃんも疲れてはい
I am, but I just can't bring myself
け
to
なり
sleep.
ちゃんたちが
My mind keeps
今
racing
頃どうしてるのか
Rory
って
and
考
the
え
others
る
are
と
doing right now. I feel like I need to be
今
ready
す
to
ぐ
run
走
out
り出したいわかる
and
よ
lose notice.
私も
I
しめにいのことを考えると
I get the same
すご
feeling
く
when I
焦
think
って
of
く
him.
るっていうか
I wish I could see his face right now, you know?
あれ
Huh, Nana? What
Nana-chan.
happened to your legs?
その
I
足
feel my stomach as soon as I saw them. They were the same bruise, like markings around my around Nana's slender thighs that I've seen before. But they've come much darker in color. They looked pink originally, as if she just rubbed her skin up against something, but now they were a deep dark purple, the color of
大
purple.
丈夫
You're right.
痛くない
I mean, the
あざなら
bruises,
さ
they've
っ
been
き
here
そう
before.
じゃなくて
Yeah, but they're darker now.
本当だ
Oh, you're right. That's
変な色に内出血して
probably
た
just
から
changing color
時
time
間が経って
from the
変
blood
色したのか
rushing
な
to the surface.
ごめんね。でも跡が残ったら嫌だな。ナナちゃん、美脚だもんね。そんなことスタイル良くて羨ましいな。私もナナちゃんくらい身長が彼氏さんですか？
Uh-huh.
そういうのじゃないんだけど。
Nothing quite like that. I
大
guess.
事な人。
Uh-huh. Nothing quite like that. I guess you could say he's a really important person to
い
me.
つも近くにい
He
てく
always
れて
stands by me, accepts me for who I am, despite all my
私のための部分も
faults,
受け入
and
れて
always
くれて
supports me in whatever I chose
素
to do.
敵な人なんで
Sounds
す。
wonderful.
私にとっては
Yeah,
ね。
I'm not just saying this because we're in the same drama club, but he's like some kind of prince. Though if you ask Kishima, he's an evil wizard. Kishima has a thing for Yumi, doesn't he?
あれ
Oh, oh, does that bother you? Are you taking an interest, perhaps? No, nothing like that.
ごめん。
Yeah, you better not take an interest in him because they are in love, okay? They both secretly love each other. Sorry I had to ask.
でも実際の
Actually, Kishima's got a pretty rough. He's got a rival for Shinizaki's affections. Aw, but they look so cute together. They are a lot alike in many ways, particularly in their complete inability to be honest about how they feel. I bet it's a lot like you when you're with Warshiki, isn't it? Oh, come on, I already told you. It's not like that with us. Though I guess I really don't know how to classify the way I feel. I mean, I do finally see Shig. How
どうしたいんだろう。
how do I react? What do I do when what do I want to do?
岸沼くんみたいに
What do I want him to do? Oh my
責めてほ
goodness.
しいのかな。
Do I want him to pull me into his arms like Kishima did with Shinozaki, or do I just want him to pat me on the head and tell me I did good?
やっ
Both.
ぱり実際
I guess I won't really know until the time comes, if it comes. It'll come, just like it did for Kishima and Ayumi. Thanks. I hope Mashida is able to reunite with Yuka and Nashimi too, and miss you and Shinohara. We'll all meet up and go back home and probably exchange that photo we took together after the cultural festival.
私も
I really want to see my friends too. Oh, I'm so sorry.
ごめんね。私ちょっとその辺見てきますね。お手洗いも行きたくなっちゃった。一人で？危ない。ちょっとだけですから。お友達のことを思い出してじっとしていられなくなっちゃったのかな。
鈴本、
起きてたの？
一緒に行ってやってくんねえか。ね、
そうだね。岸沼くんは篠崎さん見ててあげて。
すまねえ。なんかあったらでけえ声で呼べよ。篠崎叩き起こして飛んでっからよ。
暗いから篠崎さんのろうそく一本借りるね。
危ねえから小笠原見つけたらすぐ戻ってこいよ。
The bathroom.
ナナちゃんと入れ違いになっちゃったのかな。
He passed another without realizing it. No! Nana? What's wrong, Nana? The sound that echoed through the hall was like that of a butcher slicing a large chunk of meat, bone and all. And in the sound was accompanied by the dimly lit figure of Nana sprawled out on the ground in front of me. Or rather, part of Nana. Wait, could that have been her legs from before? Like, I doubt it, but like, you never know. Like, what if this is like her cut in half, and then the other part is her legs, and she didn't even know it? It was really just the top half of her body, severed cleanly at the thigh. Her legs were completely gone, and the worst part is that she was still fully alert and aware. My legs! My legs! My legs! This grisly sight was too much for me to handle. I became weak in the knees and fell backward, landing on my butt. I couldn't move. It hurts, my legs! Nana was bending and contorting her back and writhing on the ground as if struggling to escape the pain and the fear. I wanted to help her, but I had no idea what I could do. Nothing had ever prepared me for a situation like this. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't even think. The sight of Nana's squirming body, gushing blood every which way, was burning itself to my mind. It was the most frightening thing I'd ever seen. It hurts! It hurts! I could sense the presence of another person in the shadows just behind Nana's torso. Who was it? The darkness was all encompassing past a certain point, giving only the vague notion of human silhouette within the an inky black void. Who's there? What's the locker room? No, wait, it's not. Where is this? What's back there? Our door should have led into the locker room, but the lighting or lack of it was completely wrong. There was also an indescribably foul odor wafting out from within, so powerful and revolting that I felt it could never leave my senses again. Whoever was being lurking in the shadows of that horrible room was getting closer to me step by step. I still couldn't make out a single feature, but frankly, I didn't want to. His existence alone was threatening enough. Whoever this was, I could sense his shadow posturing itself over Nana's head as if preparing to swallow it whole. Like a crocodile. In fact, the shadow was beginning to resemble a crocodile more and more. Was this even a person? Uh-oh. Stop! Please stop! The figure was now fully visible and was indeed a person, I think. He grabbed Nana by the head, then turned and began dragging her into that horrid room. She was clearly nearly dead. She was clearly nearing death, as it took everything she had to scream in protest. Her voice was getting weaker as her writhing less pronounced. I couldn't even imagine how painful it must be to have one severed body slowly dragged across the floor, exposed side down. It wouldn't be bad enough just having my head held in that massive, filthy grip. No, grip isn't the right word. It really was more like a bite. God, don't save me, please. No. Stop, please. I need to die. Don't kill me. These were the panic, primal screams of a person's last moments on Earth. It's a sound no one should ever have to hear, much less produce. And once you hear it, it's a kind of thing you will hear you again for the rest of your life. Nothing could ever wipe from your memory. It stays with you. Goodbye. I sat there dumbfounded, so disturbed that I could barely breathe, and watched the slow slither of Nana's body as she disappeared into the unknown. It only took a few seconds for her to vanish into blackness, but they were the longest few seconds of my life. And when she was gone, only a wide swath of blood remained tracing her path down the hall and across that hellish threshold. Nana, I have to go save her. Don't. Help me! Help! Mayu! Gathering all my courage, I ran at full speed toward the black void, but found no room to enter. Beyond the door is nothing more than a solid wall. What? No, where is she? Where was she taken? It was just as Shinozaki had said. Right before my eyes, a human was being pulled into a space that simply no longer existed, pulled out of reality, and yet I could still hear her. I can't even describe how frightened I was. All I could do was scream and take off running, away from there, and anywhere else was preferable. Why am I going this way? Nana isn't this way. She's behind me. I need to go back. I need to save her. I need to save Nana. But I'm just getting farther and farther away from her. No, I can't. I just can't. It's just not possible. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Nana. I couldn't do anything to save you. What do I say to Kishiyami and Shinozaki? We were just talking with her, and now look what's happened. Her legs were torn right off, right along the lines of those bruises. Wait, the bruises. Nana was sliced up in the exact spots where she had those markings. And I have markings just like that on my stomach. But that doesn't mean anything, right? It's just a coincidence, right? What is wrong with me? Worrying about myself at a time like this. But I just can't help it. I opened my compact mirror and hesitantly brought it down to my abdomen, lifting up my shirt and loosening lifting my shirt and loosening my shirt a bit to get a better look. Oh god, no. I didn't have to look very hard. The color of the bruise on my abdomen had darkened significantly. It was far more pronounced now, practically pulsating in purplish red. It looked more like some kind of demented crest that had surfaced from deep inside my body. No, no. It's dark and more clearly outlined, and it looks bigger now too. What is this? Why is it here? It's just a bruise, right? I'm sure it'll go away over time. Maybe. I just kept on telling myself that. It'll go away on its own. And it was starting to move it. Feeling somewhat constipated. I lifted the mirror to shut it and put it away when I caught it looks on my face. I saw fear, I saw sadness, I saw defeat, but I also saw something else. No! At first I doubted my eyes, but I wasn't seeing things, nor was it a smudge on the mirror. It was another discolored bruise, just like the one on my abdomen. It was nowhere near as dark, but it was definitely there, and given enough time, it would probably get a lot darker. Oh, why? When? When did I get this? Maybe it's just maybe it's spit shining it away with my finger, but all that did was make it wet. And each time I pressed down, the surrounding skin would turn white, creating a greater contrast and making it stand up more. It wasn't going away. It wasn't going away. And if it just kept darkening, I might wind up like Nana. No, no, please, no! Torn apart at the screams. What's wrong? I thought I heard you scream. No looking funny, Auxora? I don't like that at all. We'll help you search. No, stay back! I took a step away from them, despite myself. What's going on? Please just stay back. Nothing's going on, I swear. Something happened? Did you see something in your compact? It's nothing. I didn't see anything. I'm fine. I'm fine! No, I couldn't let them see me like that. I didn't want them to see that hideous bruise. Wait, Tsushimoto! I gotta do Bortober. What do I do? What do I do? I'm running again, but where? Where am I going? I have to get rid of this. If I can't, then I'll wind up like Nana. I have to hurry. I have to find some way to make this go away. Some concealer in my makeup bag. Maybe I can hide it. There we go. You can't see it. I don't know. All I have to do is get some sleep. If I wake up, that bruise will be gone. I know it will. Yeah, I was getting all worked up over nothing. It was just a little mark on my face after all. Probably just a result of all the stress I've been feeling here. Once things calm down, it would go away for sure. No, it won't. I'll go back. Okay. I don't remember closing the door. It wouldn't open. And it wasn't like it was locked. Rather, it felt almost as if someone were holding it closed with superhuman strength. Suddenly I realized why. The door was wrapped multiple times over with thin black threads. How had I not noticed these moments a moment ago? What the? Is this human hair? I looked at it a bit more closely and concluded without a question that that's exactly what it was. I feel an unpleasant heat radiating along my back muscles across my entire spine. I was being watched. There was some sort of moist, lukewarm presence in the room with me, and slowly but surely I could sense it moving. Who's there? Who's behind me? I was too scared to turn around. This room. It was a little girl wearing a red dress. Probably a first or second grader. Her skin was as pale as pottery, contrasting with her lacquer, I don't know, like hair, and she looked somehow familiar. Ah, this is the girl from the newspaper who survived the murders. But that can be right. That happened over 30 years ago. This room is so lifeless. I know what it needs. A human autopsy model. I want to dissect a human. What? Have you come to play with us again? No, please, no! Something was dripping into the back of my hand. Are these tears? That's what I thought at first, anyway. If I started to cry, I wasn't aware, but considering what I was going through, it wouldn't have been surprising in any way. I wondered just how much I'd cried since getting sealed up in this godforsaken place, probably more than I ever had cried before in my entire life, but these weren't tears, were they? Was it blood, then? Did these children do something to me? Sure enough, I'd reached up and touched my face, and my finger came in contact with something sticky and red. What did you do to me? We didn't do anything. Satoshi's answer was cold and disinterested, and came accompanied with a crypt, wry smile. She was just a child, yet one glance from her made every hair on my body stand. Satoshi's face somehow made me feel as if there might be two sides to her, one gentleman. But regardless of which I was dealing with here, I wasn't about to go against her recommendation. I was legitimately curious myself. So I took out my compact and opened it and... No, please! The bruise I concealed with makeup had sprung back to the surface once again, though it could barely be called a bruise anymore. My skin had literally split open from the inside, and blood was beginning to seep out through the thickest fissure in my cheek. No, this can't be happening. I can't be. No. It's happening. That's all you. If you hadn't fought it, you might have been able to die quickly, but you're going to die. You're going to be torn open along those cracks on your belly. The bruise along my stomach and abdomen had followed suit, splitting open and dripping dark red blood everywhere. At this moment, I'd clearly lost any ability to think or reason. I was a goner, and I knew it. What was worse than dying in an instinct by getting smashed against a wall, getting slowly, carefully torn apart. That's what. Come on, let's play, come on. Time to begin the autopsy, everyone. No, please, stay away. Yeah, I was a goner. I couldn't fight it. Somewhere deep in the pit of my soul, I knew there was no way out. This unimaginably cruel fate was predestined. I couldn't escape. Oh, sure, I tried to run. I squirmed and resisted with every last bit of strength I had, but fate had me by the ankle, and it wasn't about to let go. If only I could force myself to lose consciousness, maybe I could avoid the unbearable agony that I knew was coming, but sadly, I wasn't that strong-willed. Here we go. I can feel the hands of the children in my body coming from virtually every direction, and they were really digging. It hurts! No, I'm dying! Please, save me! Shig, you do should go with your rescue. I was seized with a pain unlike anything I'd ever imagined possible before. I couldn't talk, I couldn't move, I couldn't even think. I felt like my head was going to explode under the pressure of the millions of nerves, all telling my brain just how much every part of my body hurt. And it didn't stop. Every moment it grew worse and worse. Then I began to drift away. What an awful stink. Let's decorate the wall or maybe the hallway outside. This school is getting livelier all the time. Satoshi's voice sounded like it was from the distance. It was then I realized that the agony I'd been feeling had changed. It was no longer pain, but chill. It didn't hurt anymore. I was just cold. It was so cold that I couldn't even feel my body. So cold.
ものすごく寒
So
いよ
very, very cold, Shig. I can't even move my
私
finger.
が死んで
But even if I'm dead,
姫の死体になって
and
も
I'm slightly miss, I hope you won't think poorly of me.
シゲに
Because Shig,
私
my
ね
final wish is that Shig
シゲにのこと
my body. Hey, as long as it's not too revolting to look at anyway. I want him to think I'm pretty. I miss him. Shig. Chapter 2. Demise. Wow! Okay. Well, that took way longer than I thought it would. But yeah, so that was Chapter 2. So thank you all for watching. I will, of course, play Chapter 3 at some point. I just did the whole chapter in a day, and I usually don't do that. So thank you all for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll, of course, see you on the next one. Goodbye, everyone!